I think there's one thing that we should agree on is that these tech CEOs are spineless and need to take a stand for what's right and not what's profitable. What do I mean by that? Someone like Mark Zuckerberg was all about fact checking, all about diversity and inclusion, which I stand for during the Biden administration. And all of a sudden Trump gets elected, he abandons diversity and inclusion, he fires all the fact checkers. I think what we need to unify around is some way to determine some sense of objective truth. Because the reality is there is...
Wait a second, Daniel. Actually, Zuckerberg was the guy who fired all the fact checkers that he'd hired.
Right. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, but the reason he fired them was the fact checkers he brought in. It turned out were not checking facts. They were spinning things from a politically partisan anti-Trump perspective. That was the irony. The very people he brought in to check the facts were twisting them to suit an anti-Trump agenda. That's why he got rid of them.
Piers, this is why John Adams, our second president, wanted to censor journalists, because you always have this question of politicians wanting to put their thumb on the scale. And what the answer from our founders was, we can all argue about what their politics were, but the reason why in politics the government should allow the First Amendment political speech to flow freely is because if you had multiple venues and way in which the American people could get information, they would determine within their own minds and in their own hearts what they thought the truth was. The problem we have in our society is everyone thinks someone can be dubbed as the truth teller, and it's never going to work. It's always going to be corrupted. So I agree with my colleague on these social media platforms and their CEOs. They are spineless. They go with the winds to try to make even more money. And what the American people should do is not listen to them on what the truth is, but begin to get enough diverse opinions to make up their own minds. We expect government to tell us what truth is. We are doomed.